foundation is a little bit too pink. This one, I don't know if you can see it properly. I can see a lot of the pink here because my skin is actually olive. So pink is a tint of the red, and green and red are actually complementary colors. So the complementary colors are actually going to make each other look stronger in a way. I don't know how much you can see on the camera, but it's actually quite pink. Now, if I wanted to adjust this foundation, I need to look at my color correction and which color we're going to use. Which color neutralizes the pink? That would be green. Now, I need a tiny bit because I can see there is a white pigment in this foundation. Just so you can see a little bit better, I'm going to do a little swatch on the other side so we can actually compare the shades. And then if I mix a little bit of that green, when we say a little bit, it's a little bit. And I'm just going to mix this so you can see a little bit better. And then if I put them next to one another, you can see the difference. So this is the first color I tried, and this is the one that we added green. So green is basically neutralizing the pink on that foundation. Now, if you're not a professional makeup artist, you might not need something like this, but it's really good to have some small correctors. So you can always adjust to the foundation shades. And what I see, it's a lot of people that actually have a very unique undertone and a skin tone. And there is no foundation on any shop that actually matches the skin tone. So you actually need to learn how to mix and match these colors. If you're really good at color mixing, this will be a really good addition to you because you can actually transform anything, as you can see here. Now, I have that same mixture that's here on the back of my hand. And what I'm going to do, just to show you, I'm going to add a little bit of blue. This blue is a little bit too dark. It's very deep. So I'm going to also add a little bit of white. Okay, so I am making first kind of like a baby blue, like a lighter blue. And I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to get a little bit of that blue and I'm going to mix here. And then we're going to see how we actually make a really cool undertone. Put it down and then you can see my two shades just there. I'm going to add the other one next to it. Can you see that? That one looks this one looks much cooler than this and this. Now, when you actually have one color next to one another, you can actually see the difference between the shades a little bit better. Sometimes it's really hard for people to identify the undertone of a foundation. I trained my eye over the years so I can actually look at a client and I know what the undertone is. But if you're just trying to match the foundation for yourself, or if you're starting out as a makeup artist, it's always a good idea to have something to compare with because then you can see the difference between the shades. And I'll just try to come a little bit closer so you can see that. You see all the three colors look very different. And again, I used the same base foundation and all I did was to mix first a little bit of green and then I mixed the blue and the white, as you can see on the back of my hand. Now, if I wanted the foundation to look a little bit more yellow or warm or golden, I can use a little bit of yellow here. But I'm also going to get the original foundation as well because I feel like I have too many colors here already. This is just a little sample foundation I got. And I'm going to mix that with a little bit of that yellow, not too much. We don't need too much color. And you can see how it gets much, much warmer. Let me just place this on top and you can see the difference. So that's the original. This is the one we added green. This one we added blue. And this one here is the one I added yellow. So all four foundations have the same base. All we've done here, this is the original. Now you can see how pink it was. I could see that on my arm before. We added green, we added blue, and then we added yellow. So we have three undertones of the same foundation. Now, if you really struggle with finding the right foundation for yourself, great idea to look for something like this. If not, sometimes just mixing different shades work, and that's enough for what you need. If you do want to learn a little bit more about how to create skin tones, I have a full video on using primary colors plus black and white to create the skin tones. This is actually a really good exercise because then you can actually start seeing color. You're going to perceive color very differently. But if you only need a little bit of adjustment with your foundation, this is a really good addition. Or if, let's say, you have olive undertone and you can't really find a really good foundation with a finish you like on that particular undertone, maybe just get a green corrector and that should be more than enough for you. Just remember, you need to use a corrector that matches your tone, your skin tone. So that would be fair, light, medium, tan, or deep. If you have a deeper skin tone, you need a deeper shade of green. If you have a very fair skin tone, you need a corrector that has a lot of white in it. So it'll be a very pale green or a very pale blue to add to your foundation. If you like this video and if you want to learn a little bit more about makeup and color theory, subscribe to my channel.